Right, so good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is in your neck of the woods. I don't do this for a living. I'm just an ordinary worker. Night shift tonight, but new Conspit turned up today or this morning, the 300GT. Bought it for Fanatec. So they're saying that the Fanatec QR does fit as long as you've got the dongle. So I've ordered the dongle, the module, from AliExpress, which hopefully will come in the next couple of days, but we're actually going to find out whether or not the Fanatec QR is going to fit, or whether or not I'm going to need the adapter ring. Should maybe have ordered the adapter ring at the same time, but didn't think about it. And a few people seem to have asked, will it fit? So we're going to find out, to be fair. Now, it'd be a case of, do I just order a ring and wait another week or so, or do I try and bodge something and drill a hole in the QR? So, oh, if you hear a few bees or wasps, it's 30 degrees here in the UK at the moment. Got my door open to my shed, and as big as the world is, every time you open a door, one flies in. Anyway, so here we go. Take it out. I do know they say that you never buy something straight away. You let some other mug be your guinea pig. But I had to give it a go, didn't I? Bought it from Race Sim. Signed up to their Ujma Flip, and you got 5% off. So it actually come in at 350 quid, which, to be fair, is pretty good. Right, for the butcher. It's a box. It's a nice box. It's a box. Right, have a look. Now, I'm not going to make a move of this, but to be fair, there you go. Right, so I'm going to say nice presentation, but it's presentation. The usual stuff. Stickers and I suppose if you was to put that in a frame with a light behind it, not bad. Right, so have a look what we got. Another sticker, not to be used. Book, or more stickers, more stuff. I ain't gonna get all of that out. Not worried about all that malarkey. Oh, flies. Right, so first impressions, nice. Been using a Formula wheel at the moment. Had a McLaren GT wheel as well. GT wheel, okay, but it does feel a bit plasticky. This is probably the most expensive wheel I've bought. I do have a Formula 2.5 with modules, with the Fanatec module, which I bought in the sale them years ago that everybody had trouble with, and I actually got it. So I got that for 200 quid. Bought some Simu, but the module to go on the back of it. Looks nice, but I don't know. I've never actually used it. It's been stuck on my wall. Out of the box, this thing feels, to be fair, they don't actually do it justice on the reviews. It does actually feel impressive. Very. It just, yeah, even without using it at the moment, just holding it in the hand, that does literally feel on another level compared to my Fanatec 2.5. It's just seriously strong, feels seriously well put together. I know people twist it. Why do people twist it? I don't know, but that just feels well. Anyway, that's that. I'll wax lyrical about that later on when I'm not on telly. Right, so this is the thing. This is either going to fit or it's not going to fit. It's going to line up or it's not going to line up. So let's have a look. So I'm pleased to say that it's not going to line up. So I think it's a bit of a it's a bit divvy. It's not like Fanatec's a fly-by-night company. Okay, they've been in this system. Everybody knows they've got their closed ecosystem, and everybody knows what the QR is. So why they couldn't have filled that back plate out there and filled these two corners in, and then bang, that would have fit. Job's done. But they haven't. Now you can go in the side. Now I'm not sure. See, that doesn't fit there at all. Let's have a look. That goes through there. Now that does fit through there, so you can have two. So, but there's no doubt that's not going to fit there. It's also not going to fit there. Oh, now that fits there, but is that because that's out of line? So let's have a look. But it doesn't fit there. So it's obviously because that's pulling that out of line. Now I know it's side on, but then you can calibrate that anyway. So I either order a ring, or I just don't understand why they've done that. They could have easily just filled in these 4 cutouts they have with holes, and there you go, that would have fit. But now that doesn't fit. So my only thing which I'm going to do, which I think I'm going to do, because I don't think it's the end of the world, is I'm going to mark and I'm going to drill, because I'm not going to wait for, I'm not worried about doing whatever I do to this QR1, because you can now, I've noticed last night, you can now pick these up on AliExpress for about 23 quid. Everybody's going to QR2. They've obviously got loads of these in stock now, and so now they're all trying to get a shot. That's what I imagine they're trying to do, is get a shot. Now I could either buy the ring and wait again, and probably wait another week. I think you can get the ring for about a tenner, £9 something with free shipping, or I can drill it. I'm tempted to just drill it. It's neither here nor there for me. Anyway, if anybody asking, does QR1 or does a Fanatec QR fit? No, it doesn't. There's no reason why it shouldn't have. I think that's just a little bit ridiculous. That it's just a bit ridiculous that the size is there, and basically they've cut out and shaped where the Fanatec holes could have gone. So I don't really understand it. I understand that they say 70mm is your standard, but everybody knows that Fanatec's a closed ecosystem. Good or bad, that's what it is. And many people run Fanatec. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll come back later if I've drilled it and fitted it and mounted it, and we'll have a look. But that aside, first impressions of the actual wheel without running it and feeling it is, just off of this, the hype's warranted. Without a shadow of a doubt, the hype is warranted. Yeah, but I'm going to have a look now and see what I'm going to do with this. It's either going to be drill it or buy a ring. Does put the price up, I understand. $350, I've had to pay £22 for the module, and then say another £22 for this, puts another 40 quid just to get it. If you've got the QR already, you're still looking at another 45 quid on top of the price of the wheel, so you're going up to 400 really. If you're paying an extra £5, you don't obviously think about an extra £5 or maybe an extra tenner, but when you're talking another 50 quid, 45 quid, it adds up. So I'm going to have a look in a sec and see, because we know this back panel comes off, and if I've got enough room to drill, then I'm just going to drill. You could technically possibly run it with two bolts, but then I'm putting you're sliding it on with not top dead set, and I don't really want to be doing that as such. But you could, whether or not you could, because obviously you'll calibrate the position that it's in, so they go in there, and you can get one in there, but you can't get one in there. But I suspect you could, well, one goes in there to be fair, but not in there, so you could technically maybe drill them holes out if you wanted to run it sideways. Well, I say sideways, but put it on sideways obviously, but then you'd be calibrating every time you put another wheel on. But then you would have to take out the button, the Fanatec module, every time you put another wheel on it anyway. So you would calibrating necessarily wouldn't be the end of the world. Yeah, don't know. Anyway, I'll leave it at that for now, and I'll come back and show whatever I come up with, or whatever I decide to do. Anyway, thanks for clicking. See you later.